They're just waiting, make sure he gets it right.
Yeah, I see his mouth moving. I don't see it here.
Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. This is
Hey, you're the moderator, right, Troy?
the last Sunday.
Yeah, for now.
that we do.
Oh, you got it muted. Can you unmute Mark?
Gotcha. Okay. Forgive me. I had a little bit of a headache in here, so forgive me. We got the crew with me. Hope everybody is enjoying the last Sunday that the teams will not be either practicing or getting ready for games until February. This is a glorious, glorious time to be alive. And let me get a preemptive strike in right now.
Fuck them birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Now we shoot those birds out of the sky. Stupid dumbasses managed to give up a 3rd and 30 to my sexy arm. Pathetic defense and team. No wonder I own those piece of shit frauds every damn year. Don't get me started on the fans. You boo me while I earned a respected award. Losing the Super Bowl was just karma for you fuckheads. I can't wait to drop 100 on your heads next season while being the daddy of the NFC East again.
And without further ado, let me bring in my crew. My crew was here early, man. I was literally here working on the Red Brick House just 30 minutes ago, and it's like getting everything set up. I was watching Stacy Schubert, Roland's review with Miss Spicy. And Miss Spicy, boy, she was getting spicy out there today. So, everybody, how are we doing today? I see Edward Strickland is the first one in the house here. Edward, what's
always?
Going
I'm good. I was just thinking, I remember about 3 weeks ago, I mentioned something about the right side, the offensive guard, and I guess it's a problem now, right?
The right side? Well, I don't know if it's going to be a problem or not. Well, I mean, here's what I do. The collective bargaining agreement changed this past year, okay, when they got the new deal. It is $50,000 a day that is non-negotiable and non-refundable when you don't show up. It used to be if you didn't show up, it could be forgiven, and they would just say, don't worry about it. That money is paid. If you miss a preseason game, whether you were going to be starting or not, it's a game check. So that's why you don't see players actually holding out anymore. Hold out is not injured.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said it's a money thing, and we shouldn't worry about it. Okay.
I think it was living out north.
Boys at Pro Football Focus, the number one, not just guard, not just right guard, the number one interior offensive lineman. The highest paid is $20.5 million, and he's at 14, and he's like 10th. You kind of say, hey, I see all this money going out. Take care of me too.
You think he's going to sign?
Huh?
You think he's going to play?
He'll play.
No, I ain't get to go.
He may hold out for a while, but I can guarantee you he ain't going to miss no game checks.
All right, that's good for me.
Well, the funniest thing to me is everybody's getting bent out of shape. Oh, people are joking. Yeah, you got to pay CD Lamb, and you got to pay Diggs and all that. Well, if you got to pay those guys, the reason you got to pay them is because they're good. So you're telling me my problem is I got good players that I got to pay? Is that really a problem? Would it be better if we had bum-ass players and we didn't have to worry about paying them?
So you think the Cowboys gonna pay him?
They'll probably. they'll probably pat him on the back and say, we're going to work on it. He's like, we're working on some of these other things. Zach, we're going to take care of you too. A wink, wink, handshake deal. And they'll get it, worked out.
Okay,
I think Zach
go
Martin
ahead.
actually putting that out there was, it's the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So for
Okay,
him to go out there and say something kind of lets them know, oh shit, we got to put him on the list too.
okay.
You know,
Something else crossed my mind.
we got 99 problems. I don't think Zach Martin's going to be one of them.
Okay, something else crossed my mind. If we rely on the running back, when you have a good quarterback, correct? That means it balances out the offensive plays. And if your main quarterback goes down, who do we have to take up the slack? It's the running back, right?
Well, hopefully, first of all, our quarterback doesn't go down. But last year we changed the game plan, and the defense took up the slack.
Okay,
People look
okay.
and say, well, Cooper Rush was 4-1. He played lights out. Well, we averaged about 20 points a game. About 10 points less than when we had Dak Prescott. But the defense played lights out and was not giving up a whole lot of points. So that's why you were getting the wins. It was one of those things that the defense took it up. They put it on their shoulders. Let's hope that doesn't have to be the case. Yeah.
Okay.
Thomas Garrett, what's going on, Thomas?
I need him to mute.
What's up, Mark?
Same
There we
stuff,
go.
different day. I'm just excited that come Wednesday we gonna be talking about practice, not the game.
Yes, sir.
Not the game that we love, but we'll be talking about practice.
Practice.
It's full bore.
So let me give a shout out to all the lovely ladies in the place. Angelica Barron we're here at your future vacation spot, Angelica. Regina Green, what's up? Roland's Review, how are you doing? Lusa Garcia, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. Troy, how you doing today?
Doing great. Got home on Friday out of that facility and just relaxing now. I'm back home.
That is
Yep.
incredible news.
Yeah, we when I first went in, there was one sore that I really wanted to get down to nothing. We accomplished that, so we're going to do the rest from home health now.
I didn't know you lived in AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, I love it here. It's beautiful.
I'm his roommate. We roommates.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's on the other end.
Yeah, you ought to invite some of us over. Also, Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? How are you doing? Let's see. Michael Martinez and Julian. Okay, anybody else have any other concerns other than Zach Martin? I'm happy that the Cowboys won't be a 3-time loser with Money Maher since he signed with Denver.
Yay!
Yeah,
But he'll be back
Denver
next
loves
year.
our players.
Yeah, because they got
Oh, yeah.
Bill Benvenuto is the best quarterback in that XFL. So
Z-Man, how you doing, Z-Man? With the acquisition of Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, I can see the Cowboys being vastly improved on offense. You are definitely, Marcus, seeing something different than what the talking heads are seeing out there because, of course, they think that we're going to regress. How about you, Thomas? You think we're going to be regressing? You pop in and then you pop back out. Okay? Loyal Cowboy, do you think we're going to be regressing or do you think we're going to be a better team?
I think we're going to be a better team. I mean,
What aspect? Dig a little deeper on that and expand on that.
defense. I think our defense is going to carry the team this year, and we're going to have a lot of quarterbacks running for their life this year.
I really,
Especially Jalen Hurts. He's going to be running for his life.
I was sitting here today. I'm only about 35 miles from JMU and stuff, and I was thinking about, the college football season is going to be getting going soon. And for some reason, Ben DiNucci came to mind, along with Rondell Carter. Rondell Carter, defensive lineman, we ended up getting from JMU. And thinking about, we were looking at Division 1AA, Rondell Carter making the roster. And now I start thinking about the guys that we actually have on this defense. that Neville Gallimore is literally on the bubble. We have literally revamped the defense without taking a step back at all in the course of 3 years. Jay Smooth, would you put Malik Davis as our number 2 running back? That's an interesting point, Jay Smooth. I actually am curious about Rondell Jones. I know people are kind of like, Rondell Jones. Dude has averaged 4.3 yards a carry in his career. That's a hell of more than Zeke Elliott has the last 2 seasons.
That's crazy.
And he does not have a lot of wear and tear on that body. But that's Lady Libra, how are you doing today? Alan Williams, what's going on, my man? And we're also, changing how we're using the running backs. I think the whole running back by committee, Cowboys are going to be rotating those guys. So, being second or third, I don't know that you're going to end up having that many less carries. I think that they're going to be trying to hit you with different looks and using them differently. But we'll have to wait and see. The great thing is nobody really knows exactly what they're going to do, and that means the opposition doesn't know exactly what we're going to do.
And this reminds me of when they got rid of DeMarco Murray. But I think this time around, our running backs are way more capable than what we had before with Joseph Randall and Derek McFadden. They were just bust, but I like our running core. I think we got to.
After DeMarco Murray left, believe it or not,
he had a 1,000-yard season.
He had almost 1,000.
McFadden actually had a decent
start the first 4 games.
Yeah,
but that was back when that was really
Linehan
the offensive line, because that was before Tyron Smith started having injuries. That was a young Zach Martin. That was Travis Frederick. That offensive line was incredible. The fact that he got 1,000 yards, and we didn't have a quarterback that could throw at all. Because remember, Brandon Weeden, Matt Castle, and Kellen Moore played a game in that season because Tony Romo got injured.
Yeah, I think our running backs are more than capable than what we had before. I do.
Well, running back, I still can't believe how bad running backs are being treated. Did you guys see where Austin Eckler had a Zoom call with like the top level running backs and stuff? So they're trying to figure out what they can do, which I don't know what they can do. I'm curious to see what Saquon does. He's kind of hinted out there that he might not play the season. I find it hard to believe that'll happen. But
because he was on Bleacher. Yeah, he was on Bleacher Report raising hell again this morning.
Was he? Oh.
Yeah, he was pissed off. Saying he was dropping the L-bomb like the L-bomb was going out of style.
Man.
Well, while she's done with him, so what do you expect?
Man. Here's where it'll be interesting. Let's see how the $40 million quarterback does without Saquon.
Hey, do you want that video of Rashid going on when he got Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, but for him to be dropping the L-bomb, Mark, somebody done really pissed him off.
Well, the Giants have, because they ain't paying.
Yeah.
My thinking, the reason why the Giants didn't pay Saquon Barkley is because the previous years when he played for the Giants, he was usually injured. He would miss a lot of games.
I think that's what they're looking at. I think,
is a liability.
Injury history, and they're looking at that.
Mm-hmm. That's the reason why they probably didn't sign him back, because of the injuries that he had. And then when you're looking at somebody, they're in their last year of their contract and they're doing so well and they're playing like almost every game. They're looking to get paid, and once you pay them, they're just going to end up not giving a whole 100%. They'll just half-ass everything. They just tend to regress.
Well, here's what's interesting. Defensive back from Xavier McKinney basically has supported me. Says, for me, I've talked to him, and regarding the decision that he makes, whether he's here or not, I respect it 100%. McKinney told Jim Rome at New York Post, I'm behind him 100%. I would have no hard feelings, nothing towards him.
No, you just
Decision that he decides. Obviously, we want him here to be there, but if we can't, we understand that as well. I think it's not just for me, but that goes for a lot of guys in the locker room.
oh, the big three.
So, that's the difference this is where I thought that he would just kind of say, I'm going to show up because it's my teammates and play. Of course, you treat the front office differently. I don't know how many of you guys know the name Dwayne Thomas. But
I remember
him. He was a running back for the Dallas Cowboys. And he had an incredible rookie season.
Yeah,
and when
I remember Dwayne Thomas. He didn't speak to nobody.
He gave me more money because I'm one of the best ones, best running backs in the league. And the Cowboys are like, man, you can just get out of here with that. We ain't redoing your contract. And he proceeded not to talk the whole season. And they won the Super Bowl. And he still proceeded not to talk. So
I think they ended up trading him twice?
Yeah. Well, actually,
twice.
Before the season, they traded him to New England. He was there for a week, and they said, nah, bro. They canceled the trade, and they sent him back.
Yep.
And then after the season, they got rid of him.
Everyone. And that's why professional athletes have to talk to the press nowadays because of his impact, the impact he had by doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was crazy when you think about it. But you think of Le'Veon Bell sitting out. I don't know that sitting out's the answer because now the problem is you get labeled as a guy who is a troublemaker, and I don't know that the running back value is going to increase. Does anybody out there think that Le'Veon Bell, that Dalvin Smith's going to get anywhere close to $10 million?
No, probably not.
No way.
I don't. If he gets 7, I'd be surprised.
I think the NFL is taking a bad stance on the running back, and I think it would be wise for the Cowboys to go ahead and pay a good running back. Just because, like I said, if your main quarterback goes down, God forbid, the good running back usually takes up the slack for the backup quarterback. And if you get on the goal line, he's an important piece on your chessboard.
But here's the problem. You can look at am I not plugged in? Is the extension cord plugged in? Because my battery is low. It's not charging. Hang on, my charger's not on. Here's the thing about running backs is there. Okay, you got it. All right, sorry. He turned off the breaker. My battery was getting low, so it was about to drop out. Here's the thing, though, about running backs. Think about all of the great running backs of the last 15 years. What have they done as far as playoffs and Super Bowls? Right now,
they're not just like the offensive line. I don't recognize them as being the great stars, but they do contribute in important times.
But okay, Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson.
Yes.
One of the best running backs that we've seen in the last 15 years, right or wrong?
Yes.
I believe
Mark.
Win.
Yeah. Mark, I'm gonna say this, okay. and I know a lot of people's gonna. I'm gonna say this, and I know a lot of people's gonna disagree with what I'm about ready to say.
Go ahead.
You gonna need that running back in November, December, and January when it get cold, when it starts snowing. Tell you that right now, you gonna need that running back.
But we don't know what we got though. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what we got at running back.
But here's the thing. Hold up. Time out. Here's the thing. We've had running backs, but they don't show up in December. Against Green Bay, Zeke Elliott had 125 yards. Dak Prescott's rookie year. Dak Prescott had 304 yards. We should have won that game. Okay, but be that as it may.
Should have.
Every other playoff game that we've lost, Zeke has been under 50 yards in the playoffs.
Thanks for Kellen Moore.
Lloyd has been hurt too.
But well, no, it's not a lack of carries, even because when he's carried, there was no production.
Thanks
That's
for
on
Kellen
offensive
Moore.
line, though,
Our
Mark.
running game had, listen, the last 3 playoff games, we've had less than 75 yards rushing. And I know one of those, I think Dak had 36 of the yards. Bachman, Taylor, overdrive. Shout out to you. I understand running back by committee, but the point is you're wasting a valuable roster spot. No, but see, you're not really wasting a valuable roster spot. You still need a running back. But if you can get, like, the Eagles, Kansas City, where they got $100 million invested in running backs, that's another 10, 12 million that you can invest in another position. I hate to say this, but are you better off having a great running back or a great offensive lineman instead?
I'm saying having a great team. And let's take, for example, what you just said.
You only have so many resources to go around. And paying Zeke Elliott $16 million isn't it? And for the Giants paying all the money that they do to Saquon was good in the first half, but he kind of tailed off in the second half.
That's correct, but just like the example you gave.
What you gonna do?
Just like the example you gave, though, if Kansas City Mahomes goes down, who is gonna carry that team?
Well, you all know that the game's over, which is more the reason to invest in a great offensive lineman than a running back. To make sure the guy who can actually sling the rock and really keep the offense going the way it's supposed to go. Nobody is winning football in Super Bowls as a running team.
But if let's
the
say
days of Jim Brown being the most valuable player in the NFL and the key to everything are gone.
Yeah, but it's like playing chess, Mark. You can say the pawn is weak, but you can win with a pawn.
Okay. Show me a team that's invested a hell of a lot of money in running back and has a running game plan that is winning Super Bowls.
That's what Dallas Cowboys.
We ain't winning Super
Bowls.
I'm talking this millennium.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I disagree with the philosophy.
Okay, here's the thing. You want to know why the running game has suffered? You are better off throwing a ball deep because 3 things are going to happen if you throw the ball deep. Generally speaking, you're going to make a big play, right? You're going to, you're going to net the receiver and go way down the field. B, your quarterback is going to get an unnecessary roughness penalty, and you're going to get 15 yards because you can't touch the freaking quarterback, and some of these things are straight up bullshit. Or you're going to get an illegal contact penalty and a first down. Those reasons alone, you look at chunk yards, you're looking at penalties where you have the advantage. Running the football, sorry. If you're lucky, you're getting 3, 4, 5 yards. Those are
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I believe that it's like playing poker. The NFL is trying to bluff, saying that you don't need a running back. When in actuality, to make the whole team, you need one. Just like if you don't have a good center, your running back and your quarterback ain't no good, correct?
Now you actually touched on the thing. It's the offensive line, okay? If you have there are very few Barry Sanders out there who can play great with no offensive line. If you have a great offensive line, it doesn't matter who your running back is.
Okay.
It doesn't
I agree with
matter
that.
who it is. So you're better off saying, let me make sure I have a great offensive line. And paying $16 million for Zeke. Since Zeke listen. Since Zeke got paid in the playoff games he's played in, has not rushed for more than 40 yards. You paid him $16 million a year. He isn't even the same guy he was before he got paid.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but what I'm trying to say is, from what I get from you, if you have a great offensive line and you got a guy like Jordan, who fumbles all the time, you said he's still going to be a premier running back?
I didn't say get a guy who fumbles all the time, but here's the thing. Do you remember?
But don't you say?
You think Emmitt Smith's going to have the most yards from scrimmage? Rushing yards without the Great Wall of Dallas? Do you see those holes that are so big that I could have run through them and picked up 5 yards as old as my ass is?
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Stacy, how are you doing?
Fine, how you doing?
I'm just arguing with Edwin here, who thinks you got to go out and get the days of paying a running back. Okay, Derrick Henry. Okay, Derrick Henry's been one of the best backs in football. Or you can even take Dalvin Cook, because Dalvin Cook wasn't there by himself, right?
Right.
Kirk Cousins, and everybody keeps talking about Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott. They're the same guy. Bullshit. He had Stephon Diggs and replaced him with Justin Jefferson. That guy's had Adam Thielen.
Justin Jefferson's ass.
And Dalvin Cook. We ain't never had consistently that kind of firepower every year with Dak Prescott. We had Cole Beasley as a receiver until we got Amari Cooper.
I'm just saying, I think that somewhere, I don't know if it's the media or some other organization, is deleting the team. The team needs a running back, like the team needs a center and a punter.
Cook has got like 1,300 yards a year.
My chopped liver
The
over here.
last 4 years. Are they competing for Super
Brian.
Bowls?
No.
Derrick Henry.
My man's got blown insulation in his head.
Every year. They've been the number 1 seed. Have they gone past the first round?
No.
No.
All right. Adrian Peterson.
Let me get.
1 playoff win in his career. So you're
Right.
looking and saying, Zeke Elliott. Zeke.
You only had 1 playoff.
Zeke is an exception. He got paid. I'm saying, what about Seattle? They had.
Adrian Peterson got paid.
He still played good.
Oh, in the beginning.
Adrian Peterson made more money as a running back than any other running back in history of football.
Okay, so what about Seattle?
Too.
What has Zeke done?
Well, you evade me, Mark. What about Seattle? Marshawn Lynch carried that team, did he not?
I would say that number 1 rated defense that was number 1
Legion of Boom.
yardage.
Legion of Boom, exactly.
Carried that.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you did what they did to Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, of course we're just going to hand the ball off. Okay, it was 1,300 yards.
What about Buffalo when O.J. Simpson was running in his last years?
But I don't think O.J. Simpson has ever had a playoff win. They didn't win a Super Bowl, and you're going back to the 70s.
I'm just saying.
Modern football. Yes.
Somebody
go ahead and say running back. You got to have a great one like Jim Brown back in the 60s. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm saying
you just
pay the
Hamburger.
Simpson, man.
Pay the player for being on the team.
I don't know. Timmy Smith was Washington that one Super Bowl.
Shout out to Game Time Brian. A $10 super chat. We're about to take the division over. Let's friggin' go.
Edwin,
I took care of my own super chat. Make sure I'm in the friggin' hopper too.
Don't mute me, Mark. Don't mute me now.
Make sure I'm in the hopper.
One final thing. We had DeMarco Murray rush for 1,800 yards.
That's not.
Okay? And what did we do in the playoffs?
Nothing.
We lost.
Okay, there you go.
Catch no catch.
Who was the quarterback? Who was the quarterback?
That was catch no catch that season.
Okay, and when we had Turner Romo and we were in the playoffs, all he had to do was put the ball down on the ground, and what happened?
Finding out. Here's my
All he had to do was get the ball to
you know what?
1 yard.
You're free to believe what you believe, and you believe that we need to have a Dalvin Cook, okay? That's fine, okay?
That's not what I'm saying, Mark.
No, what I'm saying is everything starts from the offensive line. If you're talking about having a running back, and even paying Tony Pollard $10 million a year, you're talking about a guy who's only going to touch the ball at most 20, 25 times because he gets tired. You've got to look at somebody who's like an offensive lineman who is there for every single play. And not only helps the running game because he opens up holes. He helps the quarterback to keep him upright. And the reality is if you have a great offensive line that can open up those holes, then they have to put somebody else in there to try and stop the run, which helps your quarterback.
Okay. All I'm saying is I believe.
What I'm saying is, sure, I would love to have a great running back, but I don't want to pay $15 million a year.
I'm not saying do that. I'm saying
the other problem with having a great running back is those guys get injured. And if you're like the Giants and you're relying on Saquon and we're investing so much in you and you miss half the season because you're injured, now what am I going to do?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is don't make the Brady rule for the running back. Keep the football as it is. Don't disrespect them. That's all I'm saying. You ain't got to pay $100 million, but I'm just saying don't disrespect the position because it's part of the game. Don't make the Brady rule.
Shout out to Michael Anthony Caceres, 33 months. Jobu Mojo Crew.
And
Robert Vela, 42 months. Damn.
So game time. Are you still mad at me, bro?
Nobody was ever mad at you. Nobody. I just, I had to. You know how it works. Come on, man. You kept saying how great it's been, quiet, great off season.
I still say it's great.
Listen, man, I'm not saying it was just an opportunity to go off on the one guy in the organization. Well, there's a couple guys in the organization that I'm fed up with, and that's the owner and his son, Steven and Jerry Jones. I'm just tired of it. Why do we we're always trying to get blood out of a stone with these guys. We're always trying to squeeze every little bit out of these players. Listen, man, remember Michael Irvin? Michael Irvin literally laid his life on the line. He went out on a stretcher his last game. Okay. Take care of the guys that you have to listen, Mark, you have to be able to earmark who those young players are that are going to be there for a long time. And you have to take care of the guys that have been playing underpaid. You got to take care of Zach Martin. It's going to save you money. Let's not act like it's going to cost us anything. You got to sign CeeDee Lamb, who's a top 3 receiver, top 5 receiver. I'll be very generous to everybody else. He's a top 5 receiver in this league. And you got to take care of Trayvon Diggs. You got to sign Terrence. You got to restructure Dak. Why do we have to wait until the 11th hour to do everything? Can't we be aggressive and get it done?
That's the Catboy way.
It's bullshit, Loyal. It's bullshit.
Okay, here's.
I agree with you, Brian.
This is the thing that
it just gets old. That's all. It's just a little vent session. I'll be fine. Anyway, go ahead.
I agree with you, Brian, because
that really bothers me.
The shit is getting old.
Getting old, Thomas. It's getting old, man. There's like Mark, and I agree with him. He always says about karma. Karma is biting us in the ass because we're like poking the bear. Always, just because there's money on the table doesn't mean that it's yours. You know what I mean? Type of deal. It's like you got to make it right. We could say whatever we want. And I don't know if Twiz is in here. I don't know if Philadelphia. I think we scared him off. We got to go easy on Philadelphia.
Having a hissy fit.
We really need to go easy on him. He's a good guy. He just likes to run his mouth a little bit. Listen, we're all holding the receipts, people. We're going to call him on it when it goes down this year. We're all going to have a blast doing it. But anyway, we need
game time. We're all frustrated with Catboy.
That's all.
Always. He's this. He just love to hate him.
He's taken. Angelica. But yeah, go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Used to be where, the everyday California fan. Tay Cowboys, what's up? Long time no see. Used to be that you get a chance to stick, autographs and meet the players and get close to them and stuff. And it's evolved. Once I saw the hospitality platform that they built, that's literally right over top of the townhouse.
I saw it today. This morning I looked at it. Yeah.
It used to be.
I see what you're talking about.
It used to be actually where you actually sat. There was actually trees there, shade. And then, of course, there's the bleachers that were on the other side from the far field. Now, they have 2 fields that are there. You don't know which one they're going to be practicing. But it used to be you could go from one side to the other. If you're a True Blue member, you could get down there at the fence and stuff and see the players and get close to them. Over the last few years, it's kind of changed where now they have the hospitality section, which was in the end zone, which used to be just like the press stuff, which would cost you about $350 to be there. So now the side where the casual fans, would be there, they've changed that where I forgot what they call it, but it's like the access stuff. So where the regular everyday person could get close to the players coming out, now it was a paid section. So your chances of seeing the players became slim and none.
I know how you could
Now you're taking that whole side where the casual fan used to be there. You built this big platform that's the height of the wall where they can actually look into the backyard and grab a breakfast that you're eating off the table if they wanted to, which is going to be a hospitality suite, which I can guarantee you is going to be another pay-per-view type of situation. And it's kind of like, are we there to train and get ready for a season? Or are we there to be the traveling circus? You know what I'm saying? And this is where the people who live there, they didn't buy this house to have a platform for all these people in their backyard. And this is where karma, to me, comes around.
Yeah, but can the Cowboys claim, what is that? What is that they claim? The government claims when you have property in their way, eminent domain?
They're not. They're there,
okay.
They're there for a couple of weeks. They are, they're renting the space.
But they were there first, weren't they?
Well, but they don't own the land behind it.
But I'm saying they were there first, so
because they're the Dallas Cowboys, it's okay for them to shit on everybody else. Because
they're not doing that. I mean, that's like somebody comes.
That's what they're doing. These people bought their house and stuff because they wanted to have access to the fields and stuff so they could see the team. They built
okay.
a wall up in front of it. Oh, and by the way, now I got people who can literally jump into my backyard. If you actually watch the video where you see the steps and you see like 20 people, I'm in my backyard and here it is. I got all these people that are 6 inches away from my wall that are looking in my backyard.
But can the Cowboys say, remember New England when they were photographing practices? Ain't that security?
What you should be doing then is not doing an open training camp. If you're worried about people seeing, then why are you making it access to everybody to come in? That's the difference of being worried about football and being the traveling circus.
Okay.
You're going to then get back to Oxnard, and then of course you can go to from Oxnard to the Star. They're going to have open practices for the fans to come in there too. So are we getting ready for football, or are we just there to entertain? Sugar Daddy, you can't hear
me? They can't hear you?
Uh-oh.
I can hear you.
Okay. Sugar Daddy says we can't hear you. Save us.
I hear you fine. Something happened on his end.
Jay Smooth, what's up? How are you doing? I think it's super. Hey, Mark, do you think Rondell Jones is better than Malik Davis? I still think Malik is just a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, Malik Davis.
We don't know.
You say you don't know?
We probably won't know until training camp.
Yeah, I think that it's. Listen, I think that Malik is going to be on this team, barring injury. So Ronald Jones has his work cut out for him. But hey, listen, man, they both may be on the team. They're not making a lot of money, so.
I mean, Rondo
expect
$1 million, $1 million,
yeah,
a tenth of.
Yeah, expect them both to be on the team, barring anything weird. So,
yeah, but all them running back, somebody's gonna be the odd man out.
Yeah, like Rico Dowdle, I don't know that he's going to make the team.
Probably not.
Like some of these guys could. You can bring back. You have to be able to properly identify who you can get on your practice squad. Not let's release your 5th round defensive lineman who was quickly picked up by the Washington Commanders.
See,
I know.
was just about. Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for reminding
I
me.
know. I read your mind, man.
And shout out to him. He follows me on Instagram, so you know it's kind of the one guy that follows me on Instagram.
We need to get him on, Mark. We need to do an interview with him. Reach out to him.
How you doing?
Oh, the callers are loud. Okay, Angelica, I'll take care of that.
Game time.
Yes.
How you doing? I spoke to you.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm gonna check out your. I just literally got home a little while ago. I'm gonna check out your video a little later. I'll watch it and give it some thought. I'll make a couple comments. I'm sure it was good.
Thank you. Game time.
I tell you what, Miss Spicy don't hold no punches there, Stacy.
No, that's why she had to hurry up and retire, because she was like that in her classroom. They couldn't deal with it. She hurt everybody.
I was here and she was hurting my feelings.
People can't deal with that.
She was talking about that. I used to say, I'm going to call you daddy. They'd say, go ahead, because they're getting soft out there. I was like, damn, she throwing daddies under the bus and shit here.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
She got rid of one of her husbands for complaining that she hurt his feelings.
Oh my goodness. Well, and also too, Edwin. Let me. I don't know if you were in here when I was first mentioning. Last night when I went to sleep, I had on my mind 12 personnel.
The hell was that, Edwin?
Damn.
Hamburger.
Okay, that was not me. But I had in my mind 12
you got 2 bathrooms in the house. You can't get your ass up and go to at least one of them? You all right?
I'm all right.
You all right?
It's going to be a long trip to Ohio.
There?
Yeah.
Is Jet there? You better be laying tile.
No, Jet's not here at the moment.
Come on, Jet.
Jet's okay. He's cool. I had this thought last night about 12 personnel, okay? And what I'm hoping is that we actually will use that more, okay? Because, see, if you look at, and I couldn't remember if it was the 2011 or 2012 New England Patriots, but between Hernandez and Gronk, they had 2,300 yards in receiving between the two of them. That, my friends, is the new offense, is using those tight ends. It's not the pound, ground and pound that we used to do. You've got to be more dynamic, and you've got to spread the field out. Oh, okay. Thank you, Angelica. I'm glad I got it straightened out now to me. And I'm hoping and praying that we will be using a lot more of the 12 personnel. Because the other thing also, too, with the West Coast offense that they do a lot of is using a fullback. And you have that extra blocker in there, it makes the running back more effective because you have actually an extra blocker. So you don't per se necessarily have to have that workhorse. Now, you got young guys, Deuce Vaughn, that's a speedster. Tony Pollard, if we can keep him upright, that's a guy who's a game changer. And let me ask you this. And so you look at having those guys, I think we actually have a decent running back room. I don't think we got chopped liver. I don't think that we just got guys that fell off the salad truck or anything.
How do I sound, people? Am I too loud? Am I good?
You're a little soft. You're a little soft.
I turned it down now. Whatever, man. Soft. Check. All right, we're good. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we're fine with the running back position. I really do. I don't think we need anybody else. I'm just kind of worried about
Edwin over there looks sad, man. Is Zeke your nephew or something? Is that what it is?
No, I'm sorry. I'm partaking in a little cocktail.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't mind having Zeke back. Don't get me wrong. I love Zeke. I think he should be a part of the team. You know, a short yardage and pass pro, I'm fine with that. I just don't know. You know, with Catboy, we can't get the guys that we definitely want back on the team in the fold. You know,
okay.
Let get a luxury
all
like
right, well, let me play a hypothetical here. Let's say we are 2 weeks into training camp and Zeke's got no interest from anybody else. Do the Cowboys go to him and say, hey,
but what are you
better minimum? Huh?
I thought it was a coaching job myself.
No, I'm just saying. You say, hey, look, you ain't got a job, veteran minimum.
He's going to be on somebody's team.
I don't know. Here's what I'm sitting there looking at.
He's going to go to a team.
Dalvin Cook had one offer from Miami Dolphins that was a low ball. And if you're another team that you want Dalvin Cook and you already know Miami lowballed him, you're telling me that you didn't try. Hey, let me offer you $4 million. He ain't got no interest.
You know what? I think Dallas would try Zeke first because they know him.
That's why I'm hoping Zeke holds out and doesn't sign with anybody, because God forbid we have an injury in the preseason. Who's the one guy we're going to want? We're going to want Zeke back. So I kind of hope that he just remains patient. I can't blame the guy for taking a deal, but somebody's going to pick him up at some point, Mark.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. There's a lot of running backs out there, bro.
Somebody's going to bitch to pick him up. And, if you're a Dallas Cowboy / Zeke fan, you hope that it's us.
Okay.
I would like, Zeke's got money. I would like to see him actually retire if he can't get a coaching job with the Dallas Cowboys.
For me, it's hard because, I've seen so many Dallas Cowboys running backs that have been let go. I mean, for me, Tony Dorsett was the first running back that I ever really knew. And to see him go to Denver broke my heart. And then you see Emmitt Smith playing as a Cardinal. That was devastating. And even DeMarco Murray going to the Eagles. And I don't know,
Don't forget about Ware, DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah. True. DeMarcus Ware going to Denver, but I'm happy he got a ring. But, it would be hard to see Zeke Elliott in, I don't even know what uniform it would be in. I honestly can't think of what team would look and say, we need Zeke Elliott.
He would have been signed by now.
I don't think it was another team.
I mean, you got Leonard Fournette out there. You got Dalvin Cook. You got, let's see, who else is still out there? What's his name? Damn. Used to be with Cleveland. I'm getting old.
Out there.
Yeah, right. So it's not like there's not some players out there. There are plenty of running backs. And a lot of people think that Zeke Elliott, his legs are just shot now.
And and it shocked me that what's the name got a contract before any of them. Melvin Gordon. Gordon got a contract before any of them. Because who picked him up?
Jacksonville, I think, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Jacksonville. Somebody picked him up. I think it was Baltimore.
Baltimore did.
Baltimore, sorry.
Of all teams.
Baltimore picked him up.
And they really don't need a running back.
But Melvin Gordon is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Look at Zeke. I think Dallas pounded him into the ground. His legs just aren't the same as they were.
He is, what did he, I'm trying to see what he signed, how much he signed for. He's 30 years.
I remember.
Details aren't, let's see. Denver's contract, 1 year, $2.5 million. It doesn't have the listing of what the contract's worth. But he never got paid from the Chargers originally, because that was where he was trying to get paid from them. 4 years, he made $10 million, and then he made 15 from Denver. And who knows what he's going to make from Baltimore. So, wow, he was on.
Okay, so here's what I got.
What's that?
He has a 1-year deal worth up to $3.1 million.
Right. Chump change. Miles Sanders only got a 4-year, $26 million. They ain't getting paid.
$6 million a year.
They ain't getting paid. He was on Kansas City's practice squad last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, for $358,000. Yeah, $358,000 is what he got last year.
Oh man, that's chicken scratch.
Yeah, he was a practice squad guy. So yeah, the writing's on the wall. And you remember, he was a premier back when he was with the Chargers, and the Chargers like, nah, bro, we ain't paying you.
Yeah, he was constantly going to Pro Bowls when he was with the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. And again, you actually have to look at it and say, would we have been better off had we not paid Zeke? I mean, are we going to look and say that we got value for what we spent him for? So, first year, 1,631 yards, bam. Second year, we had the legal problems, 983. 2018, 1,434 yards. 2019, 1,357. 2020, 979. 2021, 1,002. 2022, 876. So since he's gotten his contract, 979, 1,002, and 876. That's not a return on investment that you want to see. Everybody.
Yeah, but how much that comes back in? Jerseys, ticket sales, publicity, how much of that? He's a dynamic player. You got to account for that, correct?
Winning Super Bowls would sell jerseys and merchandise and all that too.
Yeah, but you and me ain't Jerry Jones.
Okay. Since 2019, 84.8 yards a game, 65.3, 58.9, 58.4. I'm not saying that a great back is not going to help your team win, but the statistics I'm looking at right there did not show you as being a great back anymore. That ain't good.
Bowles is going nuts over there.
Yeah.
What up, man?
Well, not too much, man. Just listen to everybody and join the talk.
All right. Well,
yeah, man, I'm excited for the season. I don't know about you people. I'm ready to roll.
Camp battles is what's going to be the big thing. There's so many guys that are going to be fighting for a roster spot and or a starting position.
I'm just tired of this bullshit waiting.
It's over.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Monday. Now. You know that the tractor trailers with all the gear have already gotten to Oxnard. The media will start getting there like tomorrow. We'll have Jerry Jones. I want me some glory holes. We'll have the annual, what stupid thing did Jerry say to open up the season?
The red brick house helped my patience.
Well, I tell you what. I left about 25 pounds here somewhere because I have literally worked my ass off of this place. I am down to like 250 from 278. So it's been good for me.
Mark, you look great.
I feel worn the hell out at the moment. But game time.
Yes.
What
sir.
battle are you looking forward to the most?
The battle. What battle am I looking forward to most?
Training camp battle.
I'm looking forward. Actually, it's on the offense. Who's going to emerge as in our wide receiver core other than Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb? Who's going to step up? Is Michael Gallup going to look like me and Michael Gallup of old? Is Jalen Tolbert going to really? Because I think we're all in agreement that our defense is going to be locked down. We're not giving up more than 20 points a game. Like we're just not. We're going to be that good. So it really comes down to the offensive line and our receivers developing. Is Tolbert going to be ready to go? I told you to just keep an eye out for a Jamal Brooks. Is that his name? Jamal Brooks or Brooks? It's the receiver, 6'3" receiver that we signed. He's really going to be good. So it's just my opinion, long shot. But who's going to step up? Is Simi Fehoko going to do anything and make this team, or are we going to hold a spot because he was a high draft pick? You know.
What about Cropper?
Jalen Moreno Cropper. The problem is with him is you might be looking at a practice squad type of guy, but he might be a guy who flashes so much in the preseason that we lose him. So I don't think that we're going to keep him on the active roster, but yeah, he can be on our practice squad.
I want to see the battles on the defensive line, man. Because you got guys, we have so many guys that, you know.
Who's not making the team, right, Mark? Who's not making the team? Is it going to be Gallimore like everybody's saying? Is it going to be Quentin Bohanna? You're taking a step back and not keeping that momentum?
I think they've got more love for Quentin Bohannon than Neville Gallimore. I don't know what happened after he hyperextended his elbow, but he just feels like he's been in the doghouse with them, and his play has not been great. Before that elbow injury, he was a beast. You know, you kind of pencil him in as a starter. Now you kind of like, what happened? I don't know. I've always liked him. I liked his attitude, you know, where he's talking about it. This is when you smack him. Loves being in the pads and stuff. I mean, to see him truck Mike Pouncey in that Steelers game, you're like, oh my God, we got a beast. But I ain't seen that guy in forever.
Yeah, he may pull Mike Pouncey and retire after that.
Sanjay, the offense shut down once Pollard went down versus 49ers. Running back is are key in the multiple playoff wins. Running backs will get signed once training camp starts. I agree with you. Our running game has broken down each of the years. It was terrible last year against San Francisco. It was terrible the year before against San Francisco. You got to have a running game in the playoffs. I agree with that 100%, or at least you have to have a semblance of running game.
I'm still trying to find out what. I'm still trying to find out what went down between Malik Davis and Kellen Moore and the coaching staff that led to what happened in that San Francisco game.
He wanted more carries. They wouldn't give it to him.
Angelica, shout out to Angelica, wants to see a kicker battle. Okay, here's my thing right here. Zeke Elliott had 10 carries, 25 yards. That ain't gonna cut it. We can talk about Dak all you want, but that was last year, right? The team. Let me go to it, because I think Dak had 28 yards rushing. No, Dak had 22, Tony Pollard had 22, and CeeDee Lamb had 6. You had 76 yards rushing against San Francisco. You're not winning the playoffs with that. And then if we look at the year before, I think it was just as bad, if not worse.
You blame it on coaching, Mark.
Let's see. Let me pull it up real quick to look at the stats. Zeke Elliott, the year before, 12 carries, 31 yards. Edwin, you're 100% right. You got to be able to run the football. But Zeke just has not been that guy in playoff time. You had 31 from Zeke in that first San Francisco game. Dak had 27 on 4 carries, and Tony Pollard had 14. So we had 78 yards rushing 2 years ago and 77 last year.
How many years has Zeke been playing for us?
Zeke's been around a long. Yeah.
So you talking about 7 years?
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah.
How many running backs in the NFL been on a team for 6 years?
Not many.
So
I mean, Dalvin Cook has been let's see, Dalvin Cook has been there 4 or 5. Derrick Henry has been with his team his whole career, but he's not as old as Zeke, I don't think.
No, he's only a few years younger.
Yeah. Lady Libra, yes. Yes.
Derrick Henry and
This is one of Tracy's shirts.
Yeah, they was in the same draft class 2016.
Yeah. So, running back is not.
Most running backs stay with a team 3 years tops, then they get traded, correct?
Or they get let go. They just don't get re-signed. They've learned. Don't pay the running back.
Usually it's 4 years unless you're drafted in the first round.
So
5 years.
The deterioration of Zeke's production, it should have been factored in his contract.
Oh, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
Look for Zeke to play at least 2-3 more years. He's going to be fine. He's made his money. He's made his 60-70 million. He's made his money. He'll never be mad at the Cowboys. He's now going to go to a team. Yeah, he's now going to go to a team. I would love to have him back as a complimentary guy, a piece of the puzzle, not a workhorse. And, that's the way it should be. If you know what I mean? I just think I would love to have him back in Dallas, but I just don't know yet. I still think that there's a possibility because there's a place for him on this team. But we'll
wouldn't
see.
that be like Mark was saying? Wouldn't that be like a clown show?
Nah, I don't think so.
Wait, hold up. Did I just see that Chase Young was traded to the Bears?
No, I know you didn't see that.
I can tell you right now. Hold on.
Trace Young.
What? Chase Young traded to the Bears?
Or is that fake Twitter?
Yeah, no, I don't see anything. I'm on Pro Football Talk right now. Andy Reid, Giants.
Okay, so this is Twitter. Okay.
They're way too late for April Fools.
Yeah. They already assigned him. Franchised him, or they did something to him like that. So he's locked in for at least this year.
What, Chase Young? He's not franchise tag.
No. So what did they do to him?
They were supposedly trying to get rid of him because
he's under contract for this year.
He's under contract for this year. They didn't take the 5-year option, but they're at the point of.
That's what it was. They didn't take the 5th-year option, so he's fine. He's playing this year.
He had one good year, and that was it. I'm like, this guy is going to be a one-year wonder, and it kind of turned out to be that.
If they get rid of Chase Young, that just tells you that our boy is just killing it in the preseason. Our defensive tackle. That just tells you that he's doing awesome. That we let go.
Well, I think we got a better team, and I like the prospects of what we have. It seems like it's a quiet Eagles day today. I've seen Alan Walker. He can drop all the burgers he wants. Let him sit on the couch. We good. Okay. Well, Philly 500 basically has the Eagles having about 15 Pro Bowlers, an MVP, and a Super Bowl.
I think we scared them off last night with my live stream. Listen, I've always been nice to the Eagles, and listen, it's getting close to the season. I need to ramp it up. There's a line that needs to be drawn in the sand, and we kind of went hard at them a little bit, and the Twiz kind of ducked out for a little bit. Like Elena Walker kind of, she was getting feisty. Listen, I can't control what the guests say. Mike Tag and Kelly K9, they were lighting them up, and rightly so. Eagles are there's a lot of checks out there, and we have all the receipts. We're going to call you in on it once it starts going bad, because it will. Shout out to Jay Smooth, the $2 super chat. I like Eric Scott.
Shout out to you. Thanks,
Eric
Jay.
Scott. I believe he makes the roster. Eric Scott he's going to make the roster. He's actually going to be active. You know, he's really, really impressed them so far. That just spells doom for Kelvin Joseph. Boss man is looking at the wrong end of it, man. He's on his way out, I think.
Well, you know, we always have a couple of guys that come out of nowhere that surprise you, and a couple of guys that we trashed the season before that step up and become ballers. Any idea who you think that might be?
Turpin.
Well, Mike Tagg brought up something last night, and shout out to him. He made a really good point when it came to Cavante Turpin. He played a whole USFL season, had no time to come on, we know how hard that is. I don't care what level you play football, it's hard on your body. He rolled right into the NFL and played a whole NFL season. So he actually had time to rest, to get into an NFL weight room. Expect him to really step up this year in more ways. I was disappointed by the end of the year, but when you think about it, he was probably friggin' exhausted. His body was beat up, you know.
Yeah, see, and I tried to bring that to everybody's attention on my Dallas Cowboy Facebook group, but you know, everybody.
I gotta check that out. I didn't know you had it. Yeah.
You know, and I told him, I said, hey man, look, y'all don't get. You know, when you play football for almost an entire year without getting no rest, yeah, that will put a toll on you. But when I tried to tell them that, they didn't get it.
Yeah, I just think after sitting back and Mike brought that up, I'm like, you know what? You are right. I was hard on him. You know, I listen. I'm so glad that Kellen Moore's gone. I'm not afraid one bit about what's going to happen with our offense. We may struggle a little bit early on. That doesn't mean that we're not going to win, but we may not put up, you know, the record-breaking points early on until we get that, you know, this new system down. But Kellen Moore could not adjust at halftime. He refused to go into the locker room and make adjustments. He just basically stuck his head in the sand and said, I'm running my offense. I know it's successful. Yeah. And you can get away with that against a lot of average to below average teams. So, yeah, but, you know, when you get to the high echelon teams and in the playoffs, you need to be able. What's the one thing Dan Quinn does? Okay, he goes into the locker room, and 9 times out of 10, our team comes out in the third quarter, and we stop everything on defense because he's making adjustments.
You know, Gage and Brian.
No, Mark Smith, I'm not asleep.
Everybody has talked about Dak's fault, Zeke's fault, and you know, everybody's faults, but I haven't heard anybody mention anything about Kellen Moore's fault.
Oh my God.
Well, failure to make adjustments
because Kellen Moore is the greatest offensive coordinator in the history of football. You didn't know?
That's why when you get down to the playoffs, when everything is microed, everything is microed, you know, against really good defenses, you have to be able to adjust. You have to go, oh my God, they're playing a cloud or cover 2 and they're switching up. We need to do this. He just was way too late, you know, and you know, I brought this up last night. The one game that really, really put me over the edge was the Green Bay game on the road last year where we had a 23-point lead. Yeah. And he was throwing the ball. He didn't, you know, normally you take the air out of the ball and you pound it. You pound it in the second half.
Pause.
Gives your offensive lineman. Pause.
Pound it. You got to pound it. You got to pound it.
You got to pound that shit. Yeah. So, you know,
man, that was
what should have happened.
That was crazy because that was crazy.
Pick 6, you know, and it was like,
you know, that was crazy because they said that, after that game, they said that after that loss, they said Mike McCarthy, that was it with him and Kellen Moore. That was the time that broke the straw's back.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. Mike McCarthy actually played it the right way, because here's the problem. If Mike McCarthy, when he got hired and came in and said, oh, hell no, we're not doing things, Kellen Moore's way, I'm the head coach, I'm going to take over, then whenever you fail, we would have been better off with Kellen Moore. So by him allowing Kellen Moore to basically hang himself to the point where Jerry Jones says, man, this ain't working. Mike, what would you do? Now he has full autonomy of it. And the fact that they ended up bringing in Dan Quinn, we know that offense is like Jerry Jones's little, his pet thing. He loves to mess with the offense. Defense, they're not so much about. So they kind of just let Dan Quinn take care of the defense, right? And Dan Quinn kind of got what he wanted, and they say, oh, shit, a football person actually doing football stuff works. They think they finally realize, let's see what Mike McCarthy can do, because he has had some success. And as much as people want to trash him and say he sucks, take a look out there at wins that he has. He's got more playoff wins than Sean Payton. He's won a Super Bowl more recently than Sean Payton. And when you look around the NFC right now, Pete Carroll and Sean McVay are only two Super Bowl winning coaches in the NFC right now. David Wiley, man. Buddy, we're going to miss you on the road trip, man, but your kitchen is almost ready here at the Red Brick House. So,
Ryan, looks
yeah.
like Philadelphia's after you right now.
Philadelphia's here?
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, Philadelphia. Yeah, look, he's still mad because he only has 4 emojis. He's still butthurt. Oh, poor Philadelphia. Hey, Philadelphia.
I fire him. Fucking fire him. Stupid motherfucker.
On paper it does, but that's not how it works.
What an idiot! What an idiot! That was Hayden Moore and Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver.
Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass.
Justin Jefferson, he's ass.
He's ass.
He's stupid.
They wish they had Justin Jefferson.
I fired his ass. I fired his ass.
I know they got A.J. Brown.
Jay
He's
Smooth.
got me stupid.
$5 super chat. Even the
Jay Smooth. Shout out to Jay Smooth.
Dax game. Dallas.
Jacksonville game.
Jack's game. Dallas was up. Kellen Moore kept calling pass plays.
Yeah.
Taking my damn head. Yeah, listen, man. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, my thing is if you up like that, go to the running game, man.
Well, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Understanding game situation and being able to adjust to it.
Yeah, he couldn't manage to walk up.
Yeah, man, go to the running game, man. Kill some of this fuck, man. Don't be trying to get cute and shit.
Yep, I hear you.
Ty Banks live. I can't believe Cowgirls lost to the 49ers. Laugh out loud. You act like they were the Cardinals or something, but okay.
Yeah, well, especially since the Niners went on to win the Super Bowl. Oh, wait.
No.
They didn't.
Hell no.
It would have hurt more if they would have went on and done something. And you went on and got your ass smacked in Philly, so shut your mouth, bro. I'm in no kind of mood right now. Let's get to the season. Stop talking about the Niners. When was the last time they won anything?
It's been longer than the Cowboys.
Not only that, you had 2 chances.
You want to flex? This is the wrong place to flex in the Cowboys chat. We're ready for a Super Bowl. I don't care who we got to go through. It's going to happen this year. So get ready. You either hop on for the ride, people, or be left behind.
There you go. Yep.
So, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, we are. I have a real good feeling. So I just ready to roll here. Just watch.
No, that my wife is downstairs sanding some molding.
Mark,
Yeah.
Like the Super Bowl this year, you might have
Oh man. You know what? If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I might have to sell the red brick house. Because I'd have to be there. I would have to be there, and I might have to sell the red brick house to get there. If the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl, that ticket would be sky high. That would be probably $15,000 just at the nosebleed seats because the Cowboys were there. That's where.
And the rating will be high too.
Oh shit!
Because everybody's gonna want to see the Cowboys, and they know the Cowboys bring
win or lose. Mm-hmm.
Win or lose, yeah. You know, like I said before, we could have had a Cowboys and Patriots Super Bowl, but no, the NFL wanted to have two of the biggest crybabies in the Super Bowl. But that, you know, that blew up in their faces, and then you had the Falcons who choked away a lead, which how the hell can you do that? How can you choke away a lead? And
Philadelphia this past year.
Yeah, and Philadelphia choked away a lead too, but mainly Jalen Hurts was the one that fumbled it. Had he not fumbled that ball, the Eagles would have won a Super Bowl, and not only that, Jalen Hurts would have been the Super Bowl MVP, but he fumbled that away too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But see, you know, I still go back to, you were talking about Kellen Moore. You know, think about Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll, I don't know what the latest is, but I think out of like 100 games that he's had a lead going in after halftime, he's only lost 2 games. That's coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Miss Gibson, how you doing?
Oh, you know what? I was on the live stream with the young guys, the young boys. They asked me to be, it was Coles and a couple of the guys. And
everybody's young to me. Shit, my old ass.
I said the same thing. You know, I said the same thing about what you just said. So, yeah, I agree.
But that was Jason Garrett, too. Jason Garrett would throw leads, lose them all the time. Tyson Kemp, man, you awful quiet up there, man.
Oh man, I'm just looking at the good input you guys have. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Just putting it all in. Mark.
Yeah.
Landlord from Alabama said that he would like to collab with you.
I'm sorry, who did?
Landlord from Alabama.
Landlord. Okay, well tell him to email me cowboysmark94@gmail and we'll hook up.
All right.
Hey Mark, have you ever reached out to the YouTuber Cowboys Fan Talk? I think that's his YouTube channel.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've seen him on Twitter. I don't know him personally.
Yeah, he's another fellow Cowboy YouTuber that I watch too. That guy, you know, the way he talks, you know, he talks like he's calm, cool, and collected. You know, it seems like in every video he does, he's always, you know, has a smile on his face, like he's always happy.
That's good.
That's great, but that's not NFL football. You know, he's happy. Sorry, you got to be a little mad at times. I get annoyed. I'm allowed to be annoyed. It's been how many years since we won a Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially with all these Eagle trolls. Oh lordy, looking at Philadelphia in here all the time and listening to Philly 500.
I agree with him.
I can't take it no more, man.
He's basically saying that we need more material on Philly 500. That video is no longer valid. Well, in Philadelphia, we'll have some material.
Oh, we're going to get plenty this season.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot this year. Get ready.
Especially when he drops.
You know, when the Kobe Dean isn't an all-pro, okay, and he's just average or below average, we're going to go back to those videos and stuff. Mark Holmes, the captain.
This isn't stuffing the run. He's stuffing his face in the buffet line.
You know, the Kobe Dean is like, this guy, he was hurt last year. It's like, is this guy going to be the same at all coming from that? What was it? What was it, like a knee injury or something? A leg injury that he had last year?
I'm not really sure if he had a knee injury. I'd be lying if I said yeah, but he couldn't.
His feelings were
He's
hurt.
An undersized guy, and the problem is, you know, he's a sideline guy. You would have thought he would have thrived last year with the beef that they had up front with Javon Hargrave, and he didn't. So the red flags and the alarms are going off already. Yep. So, but that's why he wasn't drafted until what, the third or fourth round? There's a reason. There's a reason, people. There's a reason. Because he's undersized.
Coming to Kobe Dean.
Yeah, there's undersized.
He had some kind of stomach issue.
But he was healthy half of the year and couldn't really get on the field. So there's a lot. This is a year where the Eagles are relying on a lot of youth. It could go one of two ways. You could hit another home run, or youth could be youth. You know how that goes. Yeah. You have a good game, you have a bad game. You have a good game, you have a bad game, you hit a wall. Well, we're going to see. It's going to be interesting. They have a lot of question marks that they're counting on being definites.
Right.
And not only that, they got a first place schedule too.
Yeah.
And a target on their back.
For you
target.
Yep. For you to have a young team, that's not good. For you to have a young team like Philly has.
Yep. All right, so we're rolling through. About another 9 minutes, and we're going to be ready to get out of here. So start getting your final takes in before the next time we get together. The season, our teams will be in training camp.
Yep. Is it too soon to talk about next year draft prospects?
Yeah.
Wait.
Seriously, Edwin?
Yeah, I had to put it.
Let me put it there for you. You're drafting a running back, I'm sure. Okay.
No, I'm just ready for some football.
No, we won't be going to training camp this year, Cowboy Mac. They're all in the house like a gift wrap package. Who's all in the house like a gift? What's that one? Nakobe Dean too small. Mike Singletary was about the same size. And what the Cowboys going to do? We all challenged about how about them Cowboys? Okay. London Fletcher. London Fletcher was actually very thick upper body wise. He wasn't real tall, but he was thick. I've met him. But hey, Zach Thomas was real short too. But that's more the exception than the rule.
I look at Mike Singletary back in the 80s. I think he put on bulk after he got drafted. Mm-hmm. That's why you saw him get as big as he did. He bulked up for it.
Yeah, but back, it's what's amazing actually when I think about it now. I played high school football in the 80s, and Dave Butts was like the first 300-pound guy. And you start thinking about a lot of the players back in the 70s and stuff, 225, 240, 250 was a big size player. And now you look at the size of guys. I mean, when you see a Calais Campbell at 6'8" and about 320, or, seeing even Sam Williams, 6'4", 261, running a 4.4 640. It's just amazing how much physically bigger, faster, and stronger these guys are than what it used to be.
It's just like, you remember Javon Curse? Mm-hmm. He played with the Tigers?
Yeah.
I saw him in person. He's tall and a big upper body. Mm-hmm. No legs at all. That's if y'all know, that's Jeremy Curse's uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember him.
Well, I am ready to get this season going. I am so happy that we can actually start talking about real stuff. Thoughts on Shannon Sharp maybe going to First Take? Is this the end of Skip Bayless?
I hope so.
Skip Bayless not on First Take.
No, but to have your two X's there together, man. Oh man.
It might be a sermon.
Yeah, I would love for it to be because, you know, he's just a troll, you know. So
I think his time has passed him by now.
Yeah.
I don't think Stephen A. and Sharp can be in the same room together. They're both outspoken alphas, man.
Well, Stephen A. always gives credit to Skip Bayless.
That's it, because he's the one.
You know, who gave him really a chance, and that's where he looks at it and says, you know, if it wasn't for Skip Bayless giving me the chance, I wouldn't be where I would.
Stephen A. is the one that wants he wants Shannon Sharp on the first day.
Yeah, he wants to like.
He won't vote him and Michael Irvin on first day.
Rotating cast.
Oh, some breaking news. Jimmy Garoppolo passed his physical finally and won't be on the pup list.
I did see
He better pass his.
But they better put him in bubble wrap.
He better pass.
Because Lord knows, we know he can't hold up.
Mark, it's official. I will be going to the Jake Cowboy game this year. Dallas is home opener.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Shout out to Jay Smooth. I'm not seeing the Eagles doing good this season. They lost 7 starters and 2 new coordinators. Yeah, we've been pointing that out, man, and I agree with you. I think they're going to hit a rough spot, and it's going to be tough. I don't think the teams are going to allow Jalen Hurts to just run up the middle. I think they're going to make him read the field, and we are going to see. If they were smart, they would run heavy, run the ball. If the Eagles are smart, they would come out, run. That will help them. If they come out trying to do what they did last year, it's not going to work.
They got the running backs. I mean, they got rid of Miles Sanders.
Yeah, well, they got DeAndre Swift and the guy out of Seattle. They got.
I'm going to tell you the rough spot for them. It starts week 7. Miami at home, then the Commanders, then us, then Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, Dallas, of course, at Dallas.
They better get off to a hot start.
And then Seattle, and then the Giants.
Mark, only 2 words I got to say about that.
What's that?
Murder's roll.
Hey, I tell you what. If they come out of this season 14-3, I will pay them homage because that's
what I said.
You know, if you can do that, hey, God bless you. You guys are great.
Yeah, if they can do that little stretch right there, if they can do that, I give them my respect. I would.
Yep.
But as of right now,
no respect for the Eagles. No, I ain't giving them any respect. All right. Well,
to me.
I've got more work to do here at the Red Brick House. I'm trying to get as much accomplished before training camp opens. The good news, at least, is I can still be here, and we've gotten the majority of the place finished. We're actually getting finals inspections in the next over the course of the next week, and we'll have occupancy. And the good news is, being on the East Coast, the team gets off the field at about 4:30. East Coast time, so we'll actually be able to really cover everything from 4:30 on and stuff. So we are gearing up and ready to rock and roll. I see we got 49er trolls that are now hanging out here. Seeming to, the Eagles seem to have kind of tamped down a little bit. Am I wrong on that? Now we're getting close.
Flexing right now. Now's the time to flex because you're going to have a down year. So flex all you want right now. I can't argue with you.
All right.
East South Harold, I want to know what explain yourself with that. I heard Dak really liked to party in Atlanta, if you know what I mean. Rainbow. What we try to say? Come on, man.
All right.
You do that. Anyway.
Well, good people, let me.
You're trying to get in your head game time, right? Don't overlook that.
Well, good people, I appreciate everybody joining us here on this Sunday. I got to get this floor put back down so that way we're not going to step through the ceiling. And if you want to check out what we're doing here at the Red Brick House, definitely check out my other channel, Joe Boo's day job. Definitely check out Game Time, Brian. Him and I are going to be going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame a week from Thursday to see the Hall of Fame game and to see DeMarcus Ware and Chuck Howley, along with all of the Eagles that are being inducted. Oh, that's right. There aren't any being inducted this year, are there? Into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So definitely check him out. Subscribe to his channel.
Give out
participation trophies.
Inductees after 1 year.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. All right, good people. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Peace.
Hey, say that.